Hi, thank you for joining me today. My name is Hope Floberg, and today we're going to be training on the new Claims Adjuster assignment functionality added into EASYwriter Pro. To start off with our agenda, we're going to be doing a brief overview of why this new functionality has been added to the system. I'm going to show you how you can access this new feature. We'll talk about how to assign claims and how the fields work within the Assign Claims window. I'm going to show you how you can find the best adjuster for your claims. Also, we'll touch on some agency editor changes as well that will allow you to select and add preferred and non-preferred adjusters to agencies. We'll talk about some of the email notifications that will now be going out to the adjusters and the claims field managers. And lastly, we're going to touch on some of our new inbox reports based around claims to help you manage your claims better. So let's start off with an overview of why this functionality was put into EASYwriter Pro. The new claims assignment tool is going to provide a faster and easier way to assign claims to an adjuster. While the functionality within the Claims Manager still exists, this new tool is going to provide another option. It is streamlined to concentrate on adjuster assignment to claims only. To perform more comprehensive claim management functions, the Claim Management tool in EASYwriter Pro is going to be the new best way to go. The goals of this new enhancement are to reduce administrative work for field claim managers and claim specialists. It's to help increase usability and accessibility of the claim assignment functionality and reduce the overall time required for claims adjusting by reducing the time it takes for the claim to be assigned to an adjuster. The expected result of these changes is to enhance our customer service and to work on better process improvements. So let's get started. To start off with, you'll want to enter into EASYwriter Pro, and we're going to go up to our Claims menu option. Now, the first thing I want to point out to you is that our old functionality still exists. So if we went into Claims MPCI and went to the Claims Manager, or if we did Claims Hail Claims Manager, and then again Claims Named Peril Claims Manager, you're going to be able to access the Assign Claims functionality from those windows. So I'm going to walk through each of them here. So if I go into MPCI Claims Manager, what we've added is this new icon up at the upper toolbar here that has all of the adjusters with a plus sign on it. So if I wanted to go into the claims assignment window from this window, I could click right on that icon. I'm going to open our Hail Claims Manager. Again, the same icon is up at the top. And lastly, if I go into our Named Peril Claims Manager, it's there as well. So if you prefer to go through the Claims Manager, the option is there. Now, for some people who struggle with lagging time issues when they go into the Claims Manager, we have a better option for you. If you are wanting to go in and to assign claims out, you can go right to Claims, MPCI, and do Assign Claims. And what this will allow you to do is skip the Claims Manager in entirety. So all of those problems that you could potentially have had with the system taking a long time to load the Claims Manager can be eliminated in this one step. Again, if you go under Hail, you have the Assign Claims, and Named Peril, you have Assigned Claims. Now, the nice thing about this new feature is that the Assigned Claims window is actually all-encompassing. So it will have the MPCI Hail and Named Peril claims all within the same window. So let me demonstrate that. So I'm going to go MPCI Assign Claims and open up that window. Now, as I open up this window, what it's going to do for me is it's going to automatically display the name of the employee logged in. So what's happening now is I'm actually logged into the system as Brad Fink. So right away, it opened up all of the claims assigned to Brad Fink. Now, what I want to do is I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to log in or go into the system as myself here. And you'll notice when I did that too, I chose the drop-down box and I did have the option to view all of our claims managers in that listing. So you would be able to select other claims managers as well if you wanted to look at some of their workload as well. So now that I've selected myself and my name is showing up here, you'll notice behind here Montana is displaying. And what's going to happen is it's going to show my name, and then it's always going to be followed by the state in which the employee is located. Now, if I am a field claims manager signing into this screen, it's going to display all of the claims assigned to this manager. If I am logging in as a claims specialist, it's going to display all the claims for the agencies to which the claims specialist is assigned. If there are no unassigned claims for you, while you enter into here, no claims will be displayed on the screen. So basically everything that's up on my screen right now is an unassigned claim. So a couple of things we're just going to touch on the basics first. We're going to go through what each column means, and then I'm going to show you how you can assign out a claim. So to begin with, over on the side here, we have our refresh button. If I actually want to assign out a claim, what I can do is I can come over here, and if I wanted to assign out these first couple two, I would just select that box, hit the plus sign, and my claims would be assigned out. Now, that is true only if I have a recommended adjuster over here already selected on the screen. And we're going to talk about how those recommended adjusters populate in there. But what I want to show you is I'm going to select one here that does not have an adjuster selected yet. I'm going to click on that one, hit the plus sign, and right away I am going to get a message that says there's no claim selected for this assignment. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to come over here to that little exclamation mark, and it says no recommended adjuster to assign, which means that I'm going to have to find an adjuster for this claim, which we'll touch on as well. Now, again with this plus sign, if all of these people or all of these insureds had recommended adjusters selected on them and I agreed with that, what I could do is right up here at the top, I could select this box. You can see it automatically selects all of my claims and hit the plus sign. And from there, it would assign out my adjusters to these claims. That is how the plus sign works. I'm just going to click off of that for now. The next column that we have here is our type. So this is going to lay out for you whether this is an MPCI claim, a hail claim, or a named peril claim. The loss type, which is the next column, is going to tell you what type of claim you have. So basically here I have a harvest claim, I have an underwriting inspection claim, I have a prevented planting claim. Now in here, just as your claims manager would, if I had a harvest loss that had a potential $500,000 loss amount on it, what it would display here for me would be the harvest, and then it would have a dash of the $500,000 loss. So you'd be able to see, just as the claims manager would highlight them in different colors, you'd be able to see on here if you had a potential $200,000 loss or a potential $500,000 loss. So you'll see here that these are links here. So basically what's happening off to the side here is if I chose to click on this harvest link here, what it will do is it's going to bring me right to that loss, into the edit loss window, so I can look at the loss and work with it. The next column here is my insured column, which is going to show your insured name. Again, these are hyperlinks, so if I chose to click right on this link, what's going to happen is it's going to bring me right into that insured's policy. The next column here is agency, and what's going to happen is when I hover over the agency, it's going to show me the agency name, and it's also going to show me my agent that is assigned to this policy. So I have all of that contact information available to me in the hover for the agency. The state is going to display the state that the notice of loss was submitted for. The county is going to do the same. Now, if I had multiple counties that had a notice of loss on it, it would show me multiple counties. So I'm going to come down here to the second to last one. You can see there's a ... If I hover over that, you can see that I have a notice of loss submitted for this insured in both, let me do that one more time here, in both Pondera and Toole County. Now, crop is displayed next. This is going to be the crop that was specified on the notice of loss. Same situation as the county. If there were multiple crops On the notice of loss, I would have the ... after it. When I hovered over it, it would show me the multiple crops. So it would show me wheat and corn if that was the case. The next column is the intentions column. So what do you intend to do? It would either show me my harvest or other, or if I wanted to replant, that would be what was displayed here. And again, that pulls right from the notice of loss information. The notes displayed here are going to show you the notes, again, that were entered on the notice of loss. So you have those available to you here. The recommended adjuster, I'm going to come right back to. That is the key of this window, and it's great functionality. I just want to take a couple minutes here to really be able to touch base on it. So I'm going to leave that alone for now, and we're going to go over to the find adjuster, which is the next large piece of functionality that I want to discuss in this training session. So we'll come right back to that one as well. The notice of loss, you'll notice it has a little document here. If you click on that document, it's going to pull up a PDF of the notice of loss that was submitted. A couple things to touch on in this screen is that automatically when you come in here, it's going to be sorted by the agency and the insured name. So when you come in here, you'll notice I've kind of played with it now, but that it sorts by the agency name, and the next step would be the insured name. Now you can come in here, and by clicking on any of these headers, you can change the sort order to however you like. Just the default is the agency and the insured name. Next up, what I wanted to focus on is that recommended adjuster. So you'll notice over to the side here, for some of these claims, I have a recommended adjuster. And what I would like to go through is how are we selecting those recommended adjusters. So first of all, we're going to just touch on this McDeal policy here. And you can see that we are recommending for this claim, EASYwriter adjuster is who we're saying you should have this adjuster on this claim. Now you'll notice behind there's a dash, and then there's the number 0. What the number means is it's going to show you the number of open claims that are already assigned to this adjuster. So as their claims manager or as their claims specialist, you can see if they have, a pretty heavy workload already, and maybe even though they're recommended, maybe you wouldn't want to assign this claim to them. So that's going to give you an idea of what their workload already looks like. Now, how did we choose this recommended adjuster? First of all, what the system is going to look at is it is going to look at the current reinsurance year and to see if this policy has already been worked by an adjuster this year. So if not, it's then going to see, has any of our adjusters worked this policy in the past? And so it is going to start off by doing that. So I'm going to hover over this EASYwriter adjuster to find out why did we select her. Here you can see that this MPCI policy, EASYwriter adjuster actually has worked that same policy in the prior years. So they're familiar with her, and she would be a good one to send out there. Now, if, I know it's 2016, we're just getting started, but if she had already been out there this same year, it would basically say MPCI current year policy, meaning that she's already been out there once this same year. So first of all, it's going to look at that. The next thing it's going to look at is it's also going to verify which adjusters do we have that have the right criteria or the right credentials. So we're going to take a peek at their conflict of interest. Is there any problem with that? Do they have their non-disclosure information in? Do they have the appropriate training, the appropriate accreditation and licensing to be able to adjust this claim? So those are some items that we'll look at as well. The next step that the system is going to do is it's going to look at the agency editor, and we're going to go into the agency editor and I'll show you this more in depth, but it's going to see who or if that agency has any preferred adjusters, and it will look at that, and if there's a preferred adjuster that meets the right criteria and has the right credentials, it would then put that adjuster onto the claim. And then lastly, there is a check as well to see if the adjuster is a full-time employee versus a contract employee. So those are the items looks at. So again, For a recommended adjuster, it's going to look at who has worked this policy this year or in the past. Does the adjuster meet all of the appropriate credentials? Is it a preferred adjuster? And is that adjuster a full-time employee or a contract employee? Again, if there is a recommended adjuster, if you hover over it, it is going to give you one of the reasons as to why it recommended this adjuster. Now, these claims, if a majority of them already have recommended adjusters in here, as long as you're checking their workload, you really can go through, select them, and assign them out right away. Now, what happens on these ones that do not have an assignment already out there for you? So, first of all, if you came in here and you already knew of an adjuster that you wanted to assign to a claim. So let's take this Floberg Farms and let's just say I know for a fact that I would want a adjuster on this claim. Basically what I could do is I could come in here and just start typing in their information and hit enter. And what it's going to do is it's automatically going to pull up a adjuster for me. I can look at that and say, oh, yep, that's the person I wanted. I can come over here and I can assign out that claim by just clicking on this assign button here. So that's one way to do it on the fly if you already know who you want to assign out to that claim. Otherwise, what I could do is I could come in here and I can click on the find adjuster option. When I do that, what it's going to do is it's going to pull all of my adjusters that are available to me on here to be able to choose from. So again, I can come in here and I can choose adjuster and it can sort for me. Or what I can do is stop and take a look at the information here. So first of all, the first column is going to give me my adjuster name, last name first. Then it's going to give me my adjuster phone number, and this is going to pull from their cell phone numbers. If they do not have a cell phone number on file, it will then pull from their home phone number. The state that's listed here is where the adjuster is located, same with the city. It's going to show you the claim adjuster's manager's name. It has a proximity field here, and what that proximity field is going to do is it is going to look at where your adjuster is located, what their address is, and it's going to show you in miles how close that adjuster's home is to the centroid of fields on the loss. So it's going to give you an idea of how close they are in proximity to be able to go out and work this claim. Now you'll notice at this point in time that this is not populated. And we've done that by design. To be able to figure out the proximity does take a little while for our system to factor. And so what we've done is on the loading of this screen, we do not automatically pull the proximity. However, if that's something you would like to look at, this icon up here is going to load your proximities for you. So if that's something you want to do, you just come up here, click load proximity, and then this will populate for you. I'm not going to do it on this training demonstration because it takes a little while and I want to keep us moving along. The next column is going to tell you if it's a full-time employee or if it's a contract employee. It's also going to show you how many open claims are already on their plate. And then over here it gives you the option to assign out that claim to them. So if I knew right away that a adjuster was who I wanted, I could click assign. That claim would be assigned to them and it would move right on to the next. Now you'll notice that I have a grayed out assign here, and the reason why we're running into the 3-year consecutive adjuster issue where I cannot send the same adjuster out to this field because they've been out there for 3 consecutive years in a row. So we are doing that check on the system as well. Now there are situations where that can be overridden, and the people who have access to override that will have access in here as well. So if you did have access to override that, you would still be notified. However, you would still be able to assign out that claim to that adjuster. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, let's just assign this one out. I'm going to click on this assign button. And again, I'm going to have you just look at the top here so you can see what I'm doing. So this is the Floberg's Farm Inc. I'm going to assign it out to a adjuster. Go back, and now when it comes back in, my Floberg Farms Inc. is no longer in here because I've already assigned that out to somebody. So it is as simple as that. And again, coming back in here, if I wanted to, quickly come in, quickly check everybody to see who they're assigned out to. You'll notice now my A adjuster, now it has a 1 behind it because I just assigned a different claim to them. So that's kind of how that functionality will work. But really, if I was a claims manager coming in here, I could quickly select all, hit the assign. All of these would be assigned out immediately except for this insured. I'm insured because she does not have a recommended adjuster yet. So it's as easy as that. The next area that I want to talk about a little bit is in the agency editor. What we have done is we have added a couple new fields to be able to allow us to set up whether an agency prefers a particular adjuster or does not prefer a particular adjuster. So let me hop in here. I'm going to close out of this for just one moment. We're going to go up to agency. And then I am going to type in my agency name here. All right. And as this comes up on my screen, there is a new tab in the agency editor that is available to you that is going to, here we go, we'll go into claims management, that is going to allow you to set up preferred or not preferred adjusters for an agency. So as I come into this claims management tab in the agency editor, I can peek on here and see, okay, so I'm an adjuster. She's one of our contract employees. She is a preferred adjuster for this agency. The comment is that they have a successful relationship. Again, I have another one that says Michael Deal. He is a full-time employee. He is a not preferred adjuster for this agency because they have a conflicting relationship. So this is where that preferred, not preferred adjuster information pulls from when it pulls into that recommended adjuster on the assigned claims tab. Now you can come in here and you can add more and fill in more adjusters if you would like. If there really is no preference, if there's not a preferred or a not preferred, you just don't put them in here. This is just for us to be able to manage if there are preferred relationships or not preferred relationships. And of course that will make a difference on the assigned claims window when we recommend an adjuster. The other thing I wanted to point out too is we have now moved our field claims manager information to the bottom of this screen. Same with our claims specialist information. And then now you're able to notate which one should be the primary contact. So obviously if the field claims manager is your primary contact, you would know to reach out to them before the claims specialist. So that is a change that we've done in the agency editor. On an additional note, some of the changes that we've done a couple more things when it comes to email notifications. So when a claim has been assigned out to an adjuster, the adjuster is going to be notified via email using the email address for the adjuster listed in the EASYwriter Pro Adjuster Manager. And we only are going to send out those email notifications 2 times a day. One is going to be at noon and one is going to be at 6 p.m., both of those being Central Time. They're only going to get the email if they have been assigned to a claim and they have not downloaded it yet. What those email messages are going to show for them is it's going to show them that they've been assigned to the following claims. It's going to list out the insured name and phone number, the claim number, the agency information, the county, the crop, and then of course the loss type and any notes that are on the policy. We are also sending out an email now to our field claims managers, and we're doing this to show them which claims have not been downloaded yet. So if a claim exists that hasn't been downloaded by an assigned adjuster within 24 hours, there will be an automated email sent to the field claims manager. And basically, the information is just emailed to them once a day until the claim has been downloaded by the adjuster. And this is going to show them who the adjuster is, what time it was assigned to them, and then of course they'll know by today's date, how long it's taken them to download that claim. So that's two features that we've added as well. And then lastly, what I wanted to touch on, I am going to exit out of here. All right, and then the last piece that I wanted to touch on is coming back to the inbox here. I'm just going to exit out of these claim managers. Over in our inbox, we have a option to show the MPCI claim reports here. I'm just going to click on the plus sign by that. Some of the new reports that we've added, and I'm just going to extend this over as well, is we've added the preferred, not preferred adjuster report. We've added the claims not downloaded. We've added the recommended adjuster detail report, and then also the recommended adjuster summary report. And those are for you just to help you manage your claims load, so you can be able to look out here and run reports on that as well. So basically today what we've done is we have touched on the new claims adjuster assignment window that will hopefully make the assignment of claims go much smoother by guiding you with recommended adjusters for claims, also allowing you to access the assign adjuster window without having to enter through the claims manager. And then lastly, really being able to help you manage your claims by entering in preferred and not preferred adjusters by agency, and really having a good grasp on the reporting functionality as well with your adjusters. So we hope you find this tool useful. Thank you so much for your time today. If you have any questions on the functionality, please feel free to contact our call center at 866-942-6724. Thank you so much for your time.